Hey everybody, Josh RV Nerd down here at Advantage 1 RV. Today we have coming in a big quad slide Cougar. This floor plan is interesting to me. This layout came into the industry like a Miley Cyrus wrecking ball, and over the last couple years it's kind of fizzled, and I don't know why. Because this layout is awesome. It has a private rear room, a bunk room for sure. It could definitely work as an office conversion, I think, but it's a true quad bunk back there, which is hard to find when you don't have opposing slide outs. It has a big camp kitchen, massive feeling living room that a lot of bunkhouses often kind of lack, like a laundry list of really good qualities that people want to look for. And I've never understood why across almost any manufacturer this floor plan just didn't prove more popular. Because it's a winner, baby. We're gonna Mambo number 5 this thing. We're gonna start up top, jump up, jump down, work the camera all around this thing right here. So a lot of bunkhouses, to me, they really suffer because they have kind of crappy living rooms. And that's not this one at all. This one, I think, has a really awesome living room space, and specifically, it has just all of these windows over here on the door side of the RV, where you get a chance to keep an eye on, like, you know, your kids, your campsite. You see the big theater sofa recliner like there, right there. Now, one of the things you might wonder is if you look at it, you say, oh man, that far recliner against the slide out wall is kind of tucked in that alcove. I'm not going to be able to, you know, what's the point of that if you're going to sit there and just stare at a wall? I'm going to sit at it. I think it'll actually have a fairly clear view of the entertainment center from there, but you know what? I'm thinking that. I'm not knowing that, and I'd like to find out. This also has something. I really liked it when Cougar did these, and in case you're wondering, no, there's not a hole in my glove. I just have the ability to pop my thumb out of my glove, and you just tap this ring right there, and boop, the light comes right on, and I swear I will never learn. I'm staring straight at a light that I am activating, that I know beyond a shadow of a doubt is about to turn on, and I stare straight at it, and I end up getting Manfred Manned over here like every single time. And somebody please tell me you're picking up the reference I'm putting down right there. Anyway, so this is sitting at the left-hand theater seat, and if I just look straight ahead, you see the TV's not obscured at all. Point of fact, you're actually looking over toward it a little bit, but not to a degree that really bothers me. And the thing is, you can always pivot the TV towards yourself a bit. Because that is a scissor mount TV right there. It can pivot at the point of the television, at the point of the mounting bracket, and then you see it's actually got like a little scissor accordion kind of function down here. You may also notice all sorts of little dryer sheets all over the place. That's not because the folks were just like trying to make it smell like bounce dryer sheets in here. That's a good way to keep some critters out of your camper. It's one of the several critter prevention methods. There's also, I tell you something, I'm really starting to become a big believer in. There's these little like mouse away kind of pouches. They have like various little oils and things like that in them that evidently mice don't like. I've met some people that I know live in some serious like mouse infested areas who have been getting some very good results out of those things. So that might be a little thing that you want to add to your little, you know, winterization prep list. And when I was taking a look at the storage under the dinette there, I saw all the original owner's manuals for this all nicely baggied up right there, which has always been not a guarantee, but an indicator that I look for of an RV that's been well maintained. And, you know, when I first walked up and first looked at this RV, the nose cap a little dirty, and you see like the little dryer sheets kind of strewn around all over the place, and the initial eye kind of contact or curb appeal, whatever you want to call it, that I had with this wasn't the most positive. But the longer I'm spending in this camper, the more I'm getting to know it, the more I realize that that's just storage dust. That this has been very well kept. Actually, it looks to have been very nicely proactively kept. And overall, I am really happy with everything that I'm seeing here. Now, again, back here, this rear room rocks. It is a true quad bunk in a one-room slide, which is not impossible. Other brands do it too, but it is less common. Now, that top bunk obviously folds up and down because we have a sofa below it, which can also fold down into a sleeper. And I love this. The folks added some entertainment for the folks back here, turning it into actually a nice mother-in-law suite, if you will. But what I'm kind of gathering is it looks like they must have used this. I'm guessing like almost like a seasonal camper for weekends. They added the little kind of don't fall out of bed, blocker thing there for the upper bed. And again, a true quad bunk. But what's really surprising about this one is all the storage that Keystone managed to hide inside this. They did a great job. I'm trying to find a better way on camera to be able to display all of this. So apologies if I'm like really up close and personal with a little bit of it here from time to time. Again, below both of the bunks over here, they purpose that space for just all kinds of drawer space. And something that I really love here is we have 4 bunks, so we have 4 drawers. That makes a lot of sense. You got socks and underwear for each of the kids, and then you can start doing, shirts and things in the dresser drawers down below. And then over here, it's a funky angle cabinet, but they didn't waste it. You just have a floor-to-ceiling, like, dresser cabinet over here. Something else that's kind of cool on this one. It's easy to miss because it's kind of tucked behind the slide flange. Lights out, kids. Now, there's a couple little individual kind of like spot and reading lights in there. But little things like that, I don't know. Those are the daily use and feature functions. The stuff you're going to use and touch every day on this is executed very intelligently. I like this. Again, I've always liked this layout. It's always surprised me that layouts like this weren't more popular. Sometimes I swear there's just 1 or 2 things that are just absolutely brilliant. Just aces completely that slide through the industry for whatever reason. Then again, not every RV is made for every single person. So just because this appeals to me doesn't mean it should appeal to another person. That's just, I don't know, just throwing that out there. Now, this is a dual entry bed and bath. This is one of the very few big cat Cougars that doesn't have a bed slide. It does have a closet wardrobe slide. What that means, though, is you do have a 60 by 80 kind of easy walk around bed here, and you can see there is plenty of room to straight walk around that thing. That is not the factory backbreaker wafer of death mattress. That's at least 3 times thicker than a common factory bed that you typically run into. And this RV, by the way, it's a single 15,000 BTU air conditioner. It is prepped and ready with 50 amp service and all the wiring up here if you wanted to add a second air conditioner. Now, the closet slide that I mentioned, you see, actually goes between the bedroom and the bathroom. And actually, let me keep sliding this way. You can kind of get a little more three-dimensionality. Is that a word? If not, it feels right. Anyway, kind of like sometimes you put a question mark at the end of a sentence, even though it's not a question, because it feels right. That's how it feels to me. And apologies in advance if the microphone starts getting like kind of clippy or choppy. It's because there are some serious winds happening right now, and I am all mic socked up to beat the band. But when it gets really, really bad, the camera kind of helps protect your ears so it doesn't sound like your head's inside of the vacuum cleaner. It'll just kind of dull everything down. Now, it looks like the folks are just done RVing. With a bunk model like this, if I had to really guess, it could actually be a situation where maybe like the kids are grown up, or either they're out of the house or they're, busy enough with activities that we just haven't had the family time to go camping like we always, used to want to. I'm not sure. That's a theory. Magnet holdbacks on the baggage doors with the slam latches. The windows you can see are all frameless. UV tinted, gives it that just amazing kind of smexy look. The spare tire's in great shape because it's been stowed away from the weather here. As long as the wind's not too bad, I'm still going to try to get you on the roof. But in case I forget, a couple notes up there. I can see where they've been doing some good proactive resealing. But there was a situation where basically something like a stick went flying through the wind, kind of like we're having today, appropriately enough, and did slice the roof membrane. But I do see where the folks had very quickly patched that up. I don't see where there were any real problems or long-term issues as a result of that. And over the bedroom vent, they did add like a Max Air kind of vent cover. Now, this is what I call a big cat Cougar. Not all Cougars were always what people like to refer to as 4 seasons, but these big cats have been that way for much, much longer. So this is 0 to 100 degree tested and proven. As long as we're down here, a couple other odds and ends, see it from another angle. You can see this is a 4-point automatic leveling system, and this does have dual sewer outlets. If I'm reading this correctly, what I'm guessing this is you've got like your bathroom black and gray up front, then you probably have just a kitchen gray tank back here. Backing up a little bit, classic cargo rack on the back here, which is going to have about a 200-pound capacity, and the skin, like, you know, if you just look at the nose cap on this one, yeah, the nose cap needs cleaned off because it's been kind of stored. It hasn't been used. But when you look at the rest of the skin of this thing, it's beautiful looking. It has been very, very well maintained. Once again, just not just on the sidewall, but even the back here. Like, you can see where they had been doing some very regular cleaning and maintenance. That cargo rack, by the way, it just occurred to me on the Cougars. These were 225-pound rated. Cougar always bulked up their rear area a little bit. Now, on the back wall there, you also see a rear view camera, which is kind of cool. And this does have, again, a full-size, awesome camp kitchen back here. And I like how it's kind of tucked away behind that door side super slide where all those windows are located. It just sort of, like when you're back here doing your stuff, you know, it just kind of keeps you out of the way of all the foot traffic. Sometimes you just want to sit out here and play with a grill or something like that, and I don't know, it's nice to just kind of be able to kick back and not have to engage with every person walking by. Like, you know that, like, you're just standing here and then you make eye contact with the passerby, you're like, hey, how you doing? But in reality, you're not really asking how they're doing. You're just being nice. We've all done that, right? Like when you see somebody at the grocery store. I specifically, because of that, I try not to say, hey, how you doing? If I'm going to ask a question, I try to mean it. But now understand, when you do see that passerby up there, still be pleasant. What I'm not saying to do is, like, you know, when someone goes, hey, don't go, leave me alone, freak! Although, it would probably leave you alone. Yeah, we're nearing the time of year where between the wind and the rain and the sleet and the snow, Uncle Josh is probably going to have to stop getting up on roofing. But I did want to get up here and show you. It needs a quick cleaning, but that's it. It looks like they actually very recently did some proactive touch-up seals, and I say that because you notice where they did the touch-up seals, how it's all, the roof membrane is lighter color. That's because they did it the right way. They cleaned the crap out of it before they put the new sealant down. I see a lot of used RVs in my career, and I see the mistakes people make sometimes, and I'll see them like where something needs touch up, they just have a dirty roof, and then they just put new sealant on top of it. The problem is, the new sealant doesn't really bond. It's just, you know, because it's on top of dirt. You know, it's like trying to put a sticker on a dirty rear window of a car. It's just not going to work very well. That being said, this is the first time I've gotten up on an RV and looked at the facility as enhancements continue here. We're working on getting the driveway finished up. That'll open up a bunch of space. Look at all the space over there behind the building. New service center looking good without that giant pile of garbage in front of it. Funny how that works, right? So if you have any other questions, give our team a call here. I'll leave you a link in the video description. You can always check for pricing and availability. And remember to hit that subscribe button to catch the next one that rolls through. Whew, that's a mouthful. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.